himself right now. This is the East Coast venue right now.
My name is Michael Mendoza, but I'm known in the world of the FGC as IFC Yipes, and I am a commentator slash hype man slash host slash I kick your ass slash. And these are the matches that make.
Let's go. Year this out.
Oh man, I'm excited. Oh my God.
Okay,
I saved my voice just for this. Yipes on the left. Chris Schmidt on the right. Yipes in the goal.
Seasons Beatings was like the premier spot for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournaments. It was in the Midwest, Columbus, Ohio, in a spot called Momo's. It had everything there, karaoke, food, you name it. We had nowhere to go. All we had was my sticks and Marvel 2. And that was pretty much like a spot where we would do like main event, money matches and stuff like that. So like me versus Justin Wong, for example. So Chris Schmidt is a godlike Marvel 2 player at the time. So you know how it was heavy back in the day with like East Coast versus West Coast? He was one of those guys we had to worry about on the West side every single time. And he is one of the only few that defeated me, Justin, and Sanford Kelly. So that's kind of like why this has a big of a story. But big rival of mine, off of the strength that he had style just like me, the way I rushed down and mixed up, et cetera, et cetera. But he was doing it on the West Coast and I was doing it on the East. So it was like the battle of like who had the best crossovers, who had the best Magneto, and who was just the best in terms of ultimate supremacy in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Who will survive?
So it's a bit of a long stretch of a story here, nothing too crazy, but we first battled it out at Evo 2005. I actually beat him in top 8. So that was the first time I ever got to know Chris Schmidt. Now in between time, like he was getting stronger and stronger, better and better, leading into Seasons Beatings 2008. And he was just like the talk of the town. I remember he won Evo West as well. Like he was just like really strong throughout that whole season. So coming up to Season Beatings 2008, I had a big money match with Justin Wong and he whooped my ass. It was like 10-4. Took a little bit of cash as well. So, but that actually like fueled the fire in me throughout that whole tournament. And I was just like washing everybody until I bumped into him in the finals, which is Chris Schmidt. And he whooped my ass silly, like it was pretty bad. And then what made it even worse was that he was doing it with my team and he was kind of doing like the same tactics that I was doing, so.
And Chris Schmidt takes it.
He's known as a bit of an ex-copier from what people was telling me on the West Coast, so it was kind of crazy that I'm getting hit with like my own mix-ups. I'm like, shit, is that cheap? I didn't know, yeah. So it was like that one. But yeah, he whooped my ass. And I had to hold that L for like 2 years. It was one of the harshest L's, I will say that. It's generally because, you know, the East Coast, West Coast beef was like so serious in terms of the rivalry. And the fact that they took that championship home and like I had to hear about it back home, it was pretty, it was hitting my pride a little bit, I ain't gonna hold you. So that just gave me motivation to stay sharp until I bumped into him again. Pretty much. So I need reasons like that because like people was doubting me like, man, you won't beat this guy when you see him next time. And that actually gave me like that hype that put that battery on my back to whoop his ass next time I saw him. So like that was 2008. Then 2009 came along, Seasons Beatings. He didn't show up, so I didn't enter the tournament. And then he came back in 2010 and that's when I got my redemption. And that's what led to this particular match.
Chris Schmidt on the right, Yipes in the goal. Chris Schmidt with the top.
First blood.
Oh, Gold Storm, Gold Magneto.
Proud of the East Coast for sure. Around the corner, Marvel 3 was around the corner. So like we all knew we was gonna take a backseat of Marvel 2 for a while. So it was one of those things where like I had to make it count. So, and it was like the biggest Seasons Beatings too, like in terms of the crowd and stuff like that. There was like a lot of sick events going on. So like the crowd was just so serious.
And that's 4 games.
4-1 for Yipes. 4 games to 1.
Chris can't be happy about it. It was his game. It was his time, and he let it go.
He's making short work.
This is a statement, you know. I'm the best in the world.
But, you know, and even though we was in the Midwest, like you had some of the guys on West Coast there, but it was kind of East Coast heavy. If you go and watch the footage, like you're gonna see people like cheering for me and stuff like that. But that pressure of everybody counting on me to win is what made that event even more special because I had to show out or else I had to hold that L forever.
Just didn't work out, but he got the sidelock. He got the sidelock. Can he stop him? Oh.
Michael Mendoza takes it. The crowd is on their feet. You gotta look at this crowd. Michael fucking Mendoza. Oh, I gotta say something to Yipe.
Redemption. It is redemption. Redemption for IFC Yipes.
I am Magneto.
My words of wisdom, and I will not repeat it.
Okay, so now on the first player side we have Eduardo Perez playing Balrog. On the second player side we have IFC Yipes playing Abel.
Marvel 2 didn't really take a back seat, but like Super Street Fighter 4 was serious that year, right? Wasn't that difficult, especially since I had like camaraderie with some of the best players on the East Coast, you know? And for those that remember Empire Arcadia. So I used to roll with them, and I had some serious competition all the time, to be short. So, you know, I had guys like Sanford Kelly, Dominion, Jago, you know what I mean, to keep me sharp, Sean. I humble myself knowing that I wasn't better than those guys, but I always aim high to be better than those guys, try to. So just having that mentality gave me more of an aim to like really step my game up. So I always knew those guys was better than me in Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Like I was always strong in Marvel, but Street Fighter, I seen how strong they was, so I always wanted to get to that level. So I used that as motivation. And to be honest, I just made friends. That's what made it easier in terms of getting to that next level. I commend them for having like the multiple skills in multiple games, and to juggle it properly in a good balance. I give it up for my comrades.
Oh my God.
Nice jump back fierce.
Oh. Yipes in control.
So IFC Yipes takes this first game.
I really can't believe, like, no offense to Yipes, but how far he has gone in this event.
I always knew him as one of the killers from Puerto Rico. And back in the day, he was known as VVV Scrub. I don't know if anybody remembers that. So, you know, the birth of PR Balrog, I think it was just when he did leave VVV. That was like an old school sponsor for people that don't know. But I always knew him from just way back then in like Puerto Rico. Like I heard about this kid coming up. That was about it. We just got cool like on some like friend tit competitively. But the first time we actually played each other was in Super Street Fighter 4 in that tournament.
Oh my God.
Combo by IFC Yipes.
No, right?
I played Abel, he played Balrog. First time I really played a really good Balrog like that, even though I had like experience against like Javits and stuff like that. But PR Balrog's reactions and footsies was ridiculous. But the edge that I had was I had a cheap ass character, I had Abel. So anytime I knocked him down, he had to guess twice as hard as me. So that's how the match went. And you know, every knockdown that I scored, the fans, the homies, everybody was just getting more excited, and I was pumping me up, so it gave me more energy to whoop his ass too.
IFC Yipes round 1, game 3.
Let's go!
Everyone getting really hyping here for IFC Yipes.
This was kind of like showing the world that I'm not just a Marvel player, and it kind of stuck like throughout that whole year because I was placing pretty well in a lot of tournaments throughout that year. But that was just like a statement to let people know that I'm here and I play other games as well.
And IFC Yipes takes Puerto Rican Balrog.
Yeah, he's got to put it up now. He's got to teleport over there. He's got one chance, but he's not going to get a meter.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That hard tag was huge.
You know, me coming from Marvel 2, I was pretty much the bully. So like going into a new game, people's like, this guy's old. He don't got what it takes. You know, that type of shit talk. But, you know, it was just a perfect opportunity because at that time, around that summertime, I was playing a lot of Marvel 3 and that was like the best that I've played. I just felt good about myself. So going into Summer Jam, and then what made it more important leading to Chris G is that I had to bump into more West Coast guys, so I had to play like Fnatic. I remember Knives was there too, so like it was a big thing because it was like East and West at the time, so it was pretty cool that at the finals it was an East Coast thing. And I was coming out of losers, so that's what made it worse. But
Just smile, a knowing glance, and IFC Yipes going to the grand finals, baby.
Gets that run back and sends West Coast home.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just having a good time. I don't know if anybody watched the footage. I was listening to music that whole time. I was listening to Jadakiss. You know what I mean? The Locks. And I was just locked in, man.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here at the Sheraton Suites, brought to you by Big E's Gaming and all the illustrious sponsors that you just saw listed on your screen. It's Chris G and IFC Yipes.
Grand finals, let's get going.
The game styles in terms of Marvel 2, Marvel 3 were pretty similar. The only difference was the assists just didn't have invo frames like it did before. Like, it wasn't like good anti-airs. I mean, with the exception of like Hager and Trombone, of course, at the time, with Vanilla. But those characters kind of got nerfed in terms of assists. But that was it. In terms of the meta and the pace of the game, it was kind of the same. Execution barrier was a little different. I would say Marvel 3 is a little more easier than Marvel 2. It's less taxing.
Oh, and we got a full Dante combo. Get back. Get back. Ground bounce. Level 1.
No bringing Virgil here. That's easy pickup.
I wouldn't say he peaked, because at the time when I beat him, he had Morgan, Doom, Akuma. But it's funny enough, that was a tournament that made him decide to drop Akuma and then go full-fledged Virgil. But in terms of the Morgan Doom, it was ridiculous still. And obviously with time, it got even more ridiculous, because as he traveled, more tournaments he entered, the more fierce he became, right?
Yep, next factor. Okay, and that's it. Game 2, Chris G.
Another game to Chris G, and now it's match point championship point for Chris G. Chris G, certainly the most dominant East Coast player in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom.
But in terms of the patience that I learned from Marvel 2 is what really helped out in that matchup. Because, you know, again, like the differences is in Marvel 2, you had like good anti-air assists like Captain Commando. You could just like dead the screen of what's going on. So like imagine Captain Commando in Marvel 3 versus Dr. Doom. Like if Dr. Doom comes out, Commando comes out, blah, he's out of there. I mean, but in this case in Marvel 3, we didn't have the opportunity, so.
Oh, this is perfect for Yipes. You couldn't ask for a better turn of events. He's got meter, he gets 2 characters.
With using good assists like that, it was more about bobbing and weaving, and that's what kind of added to the patience, because I was always good like with movement, naturally. So I would have to jot it down to patience.
Mixed up, crossed up.
Nice block. Put the swords up.
No, you got
worried about the raging demon?
Yeah, you got that.
Had to put him in block stun. Smart stuff, good stuff. They're still in control. Gotta worry about this X Factor. Got him. And the combo plus mix up. Finish your food. Broken tears. IFC Yipes takes summer champs.
That was it. And what made it special was it's like, that's what cemented me even more that I was a really good Marvel 3 player, because people didn't believe that I could get to that level. And then when I beat him, then people started talking and giving me my problem.
I can't let y'all know right now, playing hard, so you have me sweating.
So, you know, as you may have heard, you know, Chap is always saying how he believes that Yipes is now a commentator, no longer a player. And, you know, Yipes is coming in here hungry. And he said he's been practicing and he's going to make sure that Champ eats those words. So I'm excited about this.
Well, we know Yipes is capable of being the best in the world.
So that was the first ever Capcom Cup, which made it cool. The Marvel 3 portion, though, it was a fan vote. And it's crazy because at that time, I wasn't really playing. I was kind of pursuing more of the commentator side of things around that time. So I really wasn't putting that much work in terms of practicing and entering tournaments. So I was kind of down on myself at that time. I was like, man, I don't want to get voted in there. And plus, Flocker, you know, he just won the Evo Championship that year, so I felt like he should have took the spot. But no, people was actually rooting for me, man. It was like, hey, we want you in here. No matter what, like, we know you guys, you haven't been playing, but you're one of my favorite players. And I'm getting this, like, great reaction from, like, all the supporters out there saying that they want me in there. And I got voted in. I think I got, like, 4th in voting. But that's what locked it in. And, of course, you know, Combo Fiend was running things at the time. So, you know, he wanted to see the drama. And Champ been talking shit throughout the whole freaking year. Saying that same exact thing. Like, hey, Yipes ain't a competitor, dog. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. So
you need to take off the headphones.
Okay.
And place them right in front of you.
Okay.
Right here. See this TV right here?
Yeah.
Right here. Let's just place it right in front of
you.
How
can I talk though?
You're the player. You're not supposed to talk.
No, I'm both. I'm dual. I could do both. Unlike you, you could just only do commentary or run events. You can't play and do the same thing. I do the same.
And you know, there was more shit in between that was getting me upset. You know what I mean, to hype me up. But yeah, Champs, Combo Fiend set it up for me. And I know the people been waiting for that matchup for like the whole time. Especially like watching from the curly mustache pop-offs to just, you know, FGTV shenanigans. Set it up first round and I whooped his ass and it felt so good.
Phoenix down.
Yo, come on, talk to me, guys. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Who do you feel now?
Very smart of Yipes to pick this team, even though this is not his go-to. He's done his homework.
Because like now I had even more ammunition to just talk shit. You know what I mean? Because I've been just letting them yap. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay.
He lost the game.
I didn't even see that. Okay.
Of course you didn't see that. You're not a player. You're a commentator. I'm a specialist.
That's why I got specialists like you here with me today.
Yeah, that's why I'm very vital to this stream.
We're gonna when I get my shot, I'm gonna give you some problems, some work.
See those numbers, guys. Come on.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. 1 or 2, man.
What do you guys got? Let me see those
Did you guys
numbers.
vote for the wrong person?
Uh-oh.
Oh, look, the votes are swaying in favor.
Because all the people that was involved in Marvel at the time, I felt like they just deserved it more than me. Like they was putting in work, they was traveling more than me. So I just felt like at the time, they definitely was well suited way more than me. But just the fact that the fans wanted me in there, you know, it kind of made me feel like, all right, I still can do this. I can still compete and kick their ass, you know. I hate Phoenix with a passion. I think everybody knows this. And then he had the best Phoenix in the world, and I kept losing to that guy. So, but I will never take away from his hard work, like in terms of what he gained with like Magneto Doom and the knowledge that he's gained and shared for Ultimate Marvel Capcom 3 for the community. So I will never take that away from him. But him beating me with Phoenix, yeah, that was ticking me off. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I was looking forward to in terms of like those pop-offs because I was calling him a fraud. And it led to a lot of things.
They know it's 2 for Yipes, 1 for Champ.
And he refuses to go to Dormammu. He's sticking with Phoenix. I don't think this is a good choice.
Well, what was the bonus to Whoopin' Champ says was it was all NorCal in the building and it was all rooting for me.
X back to what? No missiles. Oh, wow. This is huge.
Uh-oh, the crowd doesn't know what to do anymore.
Oh! Yipes! 3-0! Look at him.
So that made me feel even better. So it's funny, if you see the video, I actually got up and I went to Champ and I told him in your hometown with a combination of curses. And I just got up and got the hell up out of there.
Oh, I'm sorry that Yipes got in there. He should not have made it. How could he have been voted in? That's why he got voted in.
You're right.
Well, that's why he got voted. He's so sick.
They had a, you know, and pardon my language, but they had a lot of fire under his ass. And when you vote somebody in, you know, it's like, okay, now show us why we voted you.
Oh, he got his storm. That's the one you want to kill. Bow, bow, bow. No more storm. Here we go.
2004 was supposed to be my first one, but I could have called the days off. So 05 was my first one, and man, I had a great time. You know, first time I'm really meeting some of the West Coast cats, whatever the case may be. So I'm just in that mind frame of me just relaxing and chilling. I had no idea that I was gonna make it far into that tournament.
Maybe, could you maybe tell us a little bit why you like to play Marvel so much?
Travel, meet new people, new friends. A lot of crack, man, a lot of Marvel. You know, play money, there's money involved, so why not?
Like, I was just chilling, no worries. I had no expectations. I'm just a young kid in Vegas, you know what I mean? Just vibing with homies that I was talking with in IRC and SRK, right? I kept making farther and farther in the tournament. And Candace was like, okay, you're done for today. You will play tomorrow, Sunday. You're going to play in the top 8. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm running through the bracket and I bump into Justin Wong. And mind you, this is, I'm very innocent to the tournament scene at the time. I didn't really know about brackets and stuff like that. I remember when they put it on top of the projection screen, you just see the bracket and you see it like lining up. And I'm like, okay, wow, I'm about to play Justin. Get on the stage. First time I ever played this guy in tournament. Now, mind you, in Chinatown Fair, he's been kicking my ass for like the whole 2 years that I was there. Because I originally got to CF, Chinatown Fair Arcade, in 2003. So all that in between time, I had all that training or whatever. And then first time I ever seen him in tournament was in 05, and I beat him. So, well, the thing was, it was cool. Like, I was happy, but I wasn't super gassed. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to see him again, so he's going to kick my ass, right? But in the moment, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, walking off the stage, I'm like, oh, shit, I actually beat this guy, right?
I am Magneto.
And then, only thing is, unfortunately, I could have finished the job because I lost to Duck Dog. Going into 07, though, what whole significant from 05 to 07 is that I bumped into him again in the grand finals. And it was more dominant, too, at the time because East Coast just reigned supreme. Like, we had some of the West Coast best in the top 8. We whooped their ass. Like, it was just East Coast supremacy. So now it's just me and Justin focused, right?
Justin Wong! Oh, my God!
I'm gonna be honest, it was just an execution error that he got that comeback off. But I mean, I wasn't blocking shit, so that's my fault. I mean, if you watch the video, I ran into that uppercut like every single time. But there was a point in time in the video where I hit him with side lock, and I did the uppercut, and I didn't get the super at all. So if that super would have came up, we never would have had that moment. But it is what it is. It happened. But in the back of my mind, I was just like, it's just a couple of errors. That was it. You know, I wasn't really nervous. I was shocked. I was hyped. Like this photo, I'm pretty sure there's photos that James Chen took of me just like really excited, like looking back, like, oh shit, he actually did it. And I was having so much fun at the time, so there was no real nerves there. Bump into Justin Wong once again. Again, I don't really have no expectations, but I see all the homies very happy for me, right? So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try to make the homies happy. Got rest in peace to my man Remix. He was like hyping me up the whole time. Like, yo, you can do this, man, you can do this.
IFC takes first game.
It's all on me. Like, as long as I feel like I don't have nothing to prove to nobody but myself, that's when I get into that zone where, you know, I won't get nervous, because then I could just look back at the win or the loss and be like, okay, I could have done much better. You know what I'm saying? Or even if I did win, I'd be like, I could have won in a more, you know, dominating fashion or whatever the case may be. But it's just more so as long as I'm proving it to me that I can still do it and I can hang, then that's when the fun factor comes in, because I'm playing at my best. So I'm not, if the guy's kicking my ass, I'm not gonna feel a certain way or anything, or be nervous or anything like that. And it happened. Beat him. Very, very happy with that. And then what made it even more icing on the cake is that Justin Wong congratulated me. Gave me that. Yo, congratulations. But what people don't know is I actually twisted my kneecap when I won the championship. So I'm pretty sure people are wondering why there was never no footage of some celebration or whatever the case is. And I get it. You know what I mean? It's not a good look. But after I won, I jumped very, very high. Like, I'm talking like Michael Jordan. What game was that when he made the shot? Was it against the Cavs? Yeah, I kind of jumped that high. And I landed and I twisted my ACL. And then I was getting carried off. Shout out to Mike Ross. You know, for a minute, people thought I twisted my ankle. No, I just caught a football injury playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was so happy with the adrenaline of winning that I didn't feel anything until I got to the hotel room. But I knew for sure I couldn't stand on my feet right then and there. The adrenaline was pumping so hard, man. My emotions were so high. I'm like, oh my God, I just won Evo. While I'm like this, like, And it's crazy because, like, they're wheeling me off. Well, they carrying me off to go sign my papers, like, to freaking, for like, I don't know if it was for tax time, but it was just a sign so I could get my checks or whatever for the time being, for winning Evo. But man, everybody was just so happy. Like, everybody's carrying me and shit. And I was like, oh my God, you did it, man. They're giving me the pitter-patters, the high fives, and I'm just getting carried by the homies out of here. Like, oh my God, thank you so much. It hurt so much. It was so many emotions at once. I didn't even know how I could handle it. But the one thing I was focused on is that I won Evo. I felt like I did it for my country, Dominican Republic. Because, you know, my parents, you know, my sister, my cousins, everybody back home, they knew what I was doing with my life. And of course, in, you know, the old fashioned, you know, they wasn't cool with that. They was like, man, you're wasting your time. This is in the third. So, you know, the fact that I told them I won and I brought some chicken back home, you know, at that time, $5,000 was a lot. This is when, like, the Toyota Yaris was sponsoring it at the time. So $5,000 for first place was pretty good. I only kept like 1,000. The rest of my family had it. But, yeah, proved it to my homies that I always knew that I could beat Justin. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, there was so many fanboys of Justin Wong back in Chinatown Fair that it would bother guys like me, bother guys like Sanford Kelly. That's why Sanford was so sharp, so he kept me sharp because of reasons that way, you know what I mean, of that. Because we always felt like we could beat the guy, but a lot of people doubted us, so that was just a, yeah, shut the fuck up moment, you know what I'm saying? And I gained more of that respect. You know, I definitely had a different swagger because I was still winning tournaments throughout that whole year. So it was like a continuation, but I think the only thing that I had different day was I had a cane the whole time for the whole year to recover. But yeah, the fact that I could prove my mom wrong, that I was capable of doing this. And it's not like it was a profession or whatever, but I just wanted to show that big win, that, you know, I didn't waste time making all that noise, training up and getting better in Marvel 2.